Hello and welcome to the PPPC Tops Toronto show. I'm here with a special guest. I'm here with Kate from St. Regis. Kate, I've always admired you. I've always appreciated you, your honesty, your creativity. For a long time, Kate was the head of Clearmount, right?
Yeah, so I still had Clearmount, but we were recently acquired by St. Regis. And so now we're part of the St. Regis Group family. And so it's really exciting because it kind of gives us a ton of opportunities to grow and expand what Clearmount was doing, which was creative custom awards. And now it's exciting.
This is really exciting news because I've always known Kate as a thought leader, as a creator, as an innovator. And at Clearmount, some of the awards that you guys were making just blew my mind. And to merge forces with a beautiful creative force like St. Regis must be so incredible. Must feel so good, right?
It really is. It's like we were always known as very creative. So I'll grab one of our pieces to show them off. So what we specialize in is custom embedment. So we can custom color the acrylic, we can embed product inside, and it really gave us a lot of freedom to have fun with what we're doing.
Yes.
But it was always that, like, but do you do, and I was like, well, we work with wood, we work with acrylic, and now I can kind of say, if you need anything for award, we have amazing custom options in glass and metal and acrylic and crystal and go on and so it's been really great to expand our line that way, but also work with all these creative minds at St. Regis who are so excited about what they do, who are so into it. And, you know, I always feel like I was a creative person and then I meet them and I was like, I want to know how your brain works. So,
well, isn't that the beauty of collaboration, right? You know, one creative person to another, you're like, oh my gosh, I see a whole other world of opportunity here.
Yeah, and happy to nerd out.
Right? Yeah, and I just think that's so cool now that you've got such a variety of options. And for those of you that don't know who are watching here, St. Regis is famous for their awards. Like famous. Like we're talking like the most high-end awards pretty much in the world, right? Like you guys have done some really cool stuff. Talk to me about some of the cool projects you've done.
Yeah, so under the St. Regis umbrella they've kind of specialized in crystal and like beautiful like custom glass, like hand-blown glass and everything. But the cool part that they also focus on is R.S. Owens, which is based in the States.
Yes.
They created the Oscars, the Globe and Goes, the Emmys, and like got to hold one of those, and that just felt like it's heavier. When they're like it's heavy, it's heavy, and so you have those like really neat pieces that are instantly recognizable that are now part of the St. Regis Group.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, right? You know, it's so cool to do business with and to be associated with a company that's got that kind of credibility, that kind of authority. And you certainly do. I mean, having worked on some of these worldwide projects, your awards are literally like everywhere, right?
Yeah. If you ask me where I can ship, I've shipped everywhere in the world.
Can I have a look at this for a couple of seconds? I want to show our audience just the beauty of this product over here and how that acrylic has got color embedded into it. I mean, it's absolutely spectacular. Oh my gosh.
There's also, the nice thing about it is it's a Canadian-made award. Like it's a family business. We've been in the family business for 30 years and these are handcrafted. Like everyone has this mindset of like, oh, you do awards as if like, oh, like awards just fell out of the sky and then suddenly they appear and it's people who design them and make them. But for these, we have artisans who have worked with us for over 30 years and this is what they do and they specialize in. And so it's really cool that these aren't just taken off the shelf. They're designed with your brand, with your colors, with your shape, with your, even multiple times your products, because we got weird stuff in the mail. So your products are all combined into this one piece of like iconic like recognition. Like it's one of those awards. They have this like dated reputation, but awards are really cool. And like I always say, it's like, when was the last time you posted your bonus check on LinkedIn?
Never.
Like, no one's gonna really fess up to that. But if you did, like, good for you. Wage like equality is clear. But it's one of those, you brag about this. You brag about it to your friends, to your family. It's something meaningful to everything you do. And awards like are an emotional reaction to things. Like, and it's milestones of what you've achieved in your career and your life. And so awards and being able to come up with like really super custom pieces like this is super exciting.
So one of the reasons I dig speaking to Kate so often is that she's got an energy about her, and I'm sure that you're seeing that that. You're feeling that right now. And really when it comes to awards, what's happening here is it's symbolic of the energy that went into everything that got you the award, all of the hard work that you put into your company, right? And so you take that thought energy and you're like, I really want to recognize this person here. And you give it some thought, you work with a company like St. Regis, and you create something with that energy. And that energy is now really crystallized here, right? It's in a spot. And every time you see it, that resonates, right? And I think that's missed a lot of times when people are thinking about awards, is that it really it captures a moment in time, and it captures energy, and you can feed off of that when you look at it on your mantle. You can feed off of that when you see it on your desk. And no doubt when other people see your awards, they're like, there was work behind that award. There was striving behind that award, right? So they really speak to me.
It's that moment in, like I said, it was a physical representation of what you've achieved.
Yes.
And for some people, that's like, I always ask when I'm doing sales is, what do you want the recipient to feel? Which seems kind of like, oh yeah, okay, I want them to feel real good about this. And of course they're going to feel great. But it's like, there's a friend of mine and he'd achieved like an amazing milestone in sales. And they gave him a plaque. And I was like, what's the plaque look like? And he goes, you know, like Little League wood plaques? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, do you want me to tell you how much that cost them? And he goes, no. And I knew it was a $5 item for $1 million achievement.
Yes.
And he felt that. Like, he felt like the company hadn't truly recognized what he'd achieved.
Yes.
Not like he was expecting, you know, golden coins to rain down from the sky, but he felt like he should have, like, a moment should have been captured in that space. And instead of something that he saw as clutter. And so when you do something really artistic like this, you are saying to someone, like, this is a moment captured that's significant to me and significant to you. And it's like, and that's where you have like milestone awards, where you have custom ones where you can like build them to years, so you can have that physical representation instead of just being like, I've been at this job for how long? Like, yeah, it's fun, and awards should be fun because they're meant to recognize like greatness.
I've got 2 funny stories for you. Actually, one's funny, the other one's not so funny. But
I'll laugh at both.
One of my favorite awards that I ever received came from St. Regis, actually. And it was, I don't know if you still do it, but it's a beautiful plate that's etched, and there are a variety of different colors. And so I would collect these awards year after year, and I actually have been able to use those. And it's kind of neat, right? Even though they're etched, and even though I should put them on my wall, I've used them for appetizers, and they're conversation pieces. When people like take the last piece of carrot off, and they're like, are we eating off an award here right now?
Yeah, this old thing.
It's kind of a cool conversation piece. And then the other sort of sordid story is that I once saw someone ask if the award could skip across water. And they tried to skip it across water. It sunk into the pool and cracked at the bottom of the pool, causing the pool to have to be completely emptied, which cost a lot of money. Anyways, that story was crazy.
I could tell you a million stories like that. Like we embed oil drops, so sometimes the clients will send us their actual oil to be embedded, and then at one point we got this, like, we need one extra award, and we're going, okay, yeah, we've got one extra, but like, you know, did it get damaged? And they're like, oh yeah, the engineers drilled into it to test the oil to make sure it was their oil.
No way,
it was their oil, right?
So you're telling me that in addition to putting acrylics in here, you could actually embed oil in there, you can embed coins in there, you can put anything in there.
Metals, coins, rocks. We do a lot of stuff. Like, there's a mine that we work with in Canada, and they send us like sort of crumbled pieces, and we embed that inside, and that's a VIP gift for them. Because think about it, you've just done this amazing tour of a mine, you've like learned so much, and then it's like, cool, thanks, bye. And it's here's a pen. Like, not that there's anything wrong with pens, but for them it's an actual piece on their desk of like what they went through, of their clients and everything else. So we've done like wood pellets into a Nook Shooks. We've done a little bit of everything. It's kind of like, what do you get in the mail? And I'm like, everything.
Are you inspired? Are you inspired, right? Like, you know, we think of awards and we think of plaques. Like Kate's just saying, you know, that plaque that goes on the wall. And now I'm hearing about like pieces of a mine that are embedded in an award. I'm hearing about all kinds of really cool shaped structures. I love what you're doing, and you're so passionate about it, and I love this marriage of Clearmount and St. Regis. I think it's a beautiful fit. I think you guys will continue to be so successful as you have been in your own rights. Hey, thanks for taking the time with me.
No
I
problem.
really appreciate it,
I'm
Kate.
always excited to get nerdy about awards.
Yeah, and with good reason. So for all of you out there, you've got to check out St. Regis for all of your awards needs. And that's not all. St. Regis is a fabulous company that really covers it all. Right? You guys do water bottles.
Water bottles, pens, journals. It's one of those, like, you know, if you think you need it, we do beautiful drinkware. There's crystal. Like, you're kind of walking around the showroom being like, will they miss it if I take this home?
Yeah.
And when we work with a ton of brands too, so we've always represented the SIG Swiss water, like it's a Swiss water bottle brand, so brand name,
top-notch brand, yeah.
like used by brands like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Supreme, and now we have like entire brands, so Contigo, Autobox, etc. So it's one of those, like, I could list them all, but we'd be here just like watching. You could do one of those scrolling things of all the brands.
Yeah.
So it's really neat because it works with the high-end quality of our awards. Is the high-end quality of the brands, like Swiss Bar, all sorts of Hugo Boss, and it's a way, like, it matters to people what they bring into home. So same with the awards, it matters to people the top quality of the pieces they have, and that's what brands represent as well. It's like a top quality piece of brands and quality you can recognize and respect. And St. Regis has a ton of them.
Fabulous. Well, I'm always learning, and some of those brands, I'm like, oh my gosh, you have that?
Let me just take a look at the samples over here, and so
Well, this is fabulous. Top-notch brands, top-notch product, and top-notch people. Congratulations on a beautiful merger. Congratulations on your continued success. It's been a real pleasure to speak with you, and you're always teaching me stuff. So thanks a lot, Kate. And we wish you a great rest of the day. Here we are from Toronto again. We're here with Promonoise, and have yourself a beautiful day.